Hello, welcome to our review, spoiler-free review, not even spoiler-free review, spoiler-free thoughts, initial thoughts on Alien Covenant, which we were both incredibly excited for. We're really looking forward to seeing it. We both really enjoyed Prometheus, to give you some backstory on that, and we both really enjoyed the original Alien films, particularly the first two.
But we liked Avatar as well, so it shouldn't come as a surprise to you.
But yeah, really enjoyed Prometheus. It has its flaws, but I really enjoy that film, and it holds up on repeat viewing, so I was really looking forward to this one, and hoping it would be a mix between Prometheus and more of an alien film, quote unquote. So we'll try and be brief. The story follows a ship full of colonists. There's a couple of thousand of them, and then a core crew who are piloting this ship, about 15 people, and the ship is called Covenant. And they receive, they do receive a signal, but they get woken up from their kind of sleep chambers by this disturbance.
It's a star cloud or something.
Yeah, there's a disturbance to the ship, a bit of damage, so they have to deal with that, and then they get a signal that comes through, and it seems to be of human origin, quite close by. So instead of waiting 7 years to get to this planet where they're going to colonize, they've got another planet that's closer by that seems to be even better than the prospects for this other planet. So they decide to go there and check it out. And that's where things start happening in the film. Don't want to spoil too much. It was an interesting film. With Prometheus, it was one that left you with more questions than answers, I think. And with this film, it answers a few things and leaves you with a couple more questions. And we're not going to go too much into the details, but I thought it was a very good film.
A couple more questions.
Yeah. I thought it was a very good film.
I've never had so many questions about alien movies in my life.
Well, I only have a couple, and we'll get to that in another video,
yeah,
of course.
Because you're so massive, the questions, but yeah.
Right, and yeah, very good film. The visuals, incredible. The music was really good.
Yeah.
The performances were
really good.
The performances were really strong, particularly for Michael Fassbender. Incredible performance, I thought. The lead actress, Catherine Waterston, I want to say, she was in Fantastic Beasts. I really like her as an actress, and she was really good in this. Yeah. Even Danny McBride, who I'm a big fan of, comedically.
I was surprised.
Yeah, you were really worried about him, and I knew there wasn't going to be a problem, because I think that comedians, to make people laugh is really hard, and like most comedians really transition well to dramatic roles. Not that he's completely serious, he is still kind of the Danny McBride kind of, has a bit of humour in him, but wasn't overdone.
Yeah.
I thought he was really well suited to the role. Billy Crudup, I pronounce his name, really good actor. I was a little bit disappointed in his character because it was a good setup, and I didn't.
Captain?
Yeah, well, he becomes the captain, and it's. I feel like there was more from his character that we could have got. The alien creatures and designs.
There probably was, but probably deleted scenes.
Yeah, that's very possible.
It seems like
especially
there was
in
more,
Ridley Scott's films that have a lot deleted from them.
Yeah.
In fact, there was stuff in the trailers that wasn't in the film.
Yeah.
The alien creatures and designs I thought were very well done. I wish we had more practical stuff. There was a couple of scenes with the xenomorph where it looked good, but the way it moved was a bit too unnatural for me.
Yeah,
and we saw a bit too much of it at times, I thought, as well.
The xenomorph was shaped differently, leg-wise.
Okay.
Than the normal one, because the normal one is very like anatomically.
Anatomically?
Anatomically?
I don't even know actually if that's the right
Anatomy.
word.
Right.
Correct.
Anatomy-wise, it was. I could say, it's more human shaped in the legs and stuff. But as you can see in the trailer, his legs goes into a complete split almost, and they're more bendy. It's more flexible than what he seems in the old movies.
Alright.
More like the neomorphs,
Okay.
I think the name is, of the other alien-like creatures that you see. Also in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler, I'm pretty sure. So I don't like the way he moved like that. It was too animalistic, but I guess I kind of liked it too.
Okay.
They do crawl in the ceiling in the second one, so I guess they have to move the legs in a way.
Yeah.
Weird way, yeah.
So your brief thoughts on the film.
Oh, I already talked a minute about the anatomy.
Okay, well, just anything else you can think of before we get into the...
Right. I thought it was a lot more gory than some of the other movies.
Yes.
I remember Prometheus being pretty like, oh my god, but this one took it to another level.
Yes.
They were more creative with the exit wounds.
Right.
of certain creatures.
Sure.
Well, they were,
Yeah,
and it made it a lot more like jaw-dropping. Some scenes.
Yeah, definitely jaw-dropping stuff in this film.
I think they had, though I felt it was kind of slow-paced in the beginning, I felt it was necessary for what was to come, because you needed to get to know the characters, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit before things start, you know, before
Yeah.
shit hits the fan, really.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I don't feel like you get to know them enough, because there's quite a lot of crew members, and so
Yeah.
it gets a little messy. It's almost like The Hobbit with all the dwarves. It's like,
Yeah.
what was his name again? You know, and so
some of those crew members get a bit expendable at
yes,
a certain point. But I mean, they did.
Most of them I felt was very expendable. It wasn't like, oh no, when
Sure.
people are gonna die.
Yeah.
It's an alien movie.
Sure.
If you've seen any of the
yeah,
alien
it's
movies,
fine. I don't think anyone's worried about it.
yeah. So when a lot of people die, it's not like, oh no, she died. What's her name again? Because I honestly don't remember the names of anyone.
Some of them were well set up though. Like I kind of because again they're colonists, so that they're couples. I like that. I like that was different. You know, some people said this is a retread of previous films, and the fact that they're couples, I thought was just an interesting little difference they could add to the film, where it's not just, you know, another crew looking for something. They have a different mission. And Lily has a different mission, which is to distract us from this video. I like the setup of the characters. It does take its time to get going, but I think well, at least the original Alien did that too.
I wasn't done.
You do get to know the characters. I just wanted to throw this in there, and like you say, they set the characters up well. But in the middle, we kind of focus on another part of the story, and then by the third act, I'm like, oh yeah, the crew. I felt like the crew suffered a little bit in the middle of the film there, but continue.
Because the crew's expendable, always.
I'm even talking about the main characters. I think were a little bit kind of
I felt like the
shortchanged.
main character was, you know, I didn't feel like that was lost in any way, because it was pretty clear from the beginning of the movie who was the main character.
Right,
and
there's
so
that.
the focus
Okay.
was set on, to me, the right.
Okay, fair
people.
enough. Yeah.
But I really like when things shit started hitting the fan,
Yeah.
because it was I felt really on the edge, you know, and
could tell you
I
sitting
had
next
to
to me.
sit like this
Yeah.
and cover my mouth just in case a little would come out, because I was waiting for, you know, and it got really, really tense at some point. And the new aliens, the neomorphs or whatever, I found them extra scary. They were very Silent Hilly in the I feel in the
like a mix
the
between that and the Dementors from Harry Potter almost. I
yes,
thought.
with the mouth, right?
Right,
Yeah. But I just, they were really creepy. And then of course you have the antagonist in the movie, which I thought was great.
Yeah, and
I wanted to know. Well, I understood why, because that was actually a question I got answered kind of, and I understood why that person was the way that person was.
Yeah.
Without spoiling anything.
yeah, there's a strong central story to the film that goes into a very dark area. Like it was very, very dark and twisted.
Yes.
But very interesting from a story point of view, and I like that they went in that different area with it.
And I felt it made sense.
Yeah, it did make sense. And it's all set up for you over the the course of this film and Prometheus, I think, and it's an interesting progression.
Yeah, and you get some questions answered from Prometheus as well, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, after Prometheus.
Some of them don't. Some of them do get answers, and then again.
And then you get
more
new questions.
Yeah, you get new questions.
You get questions like how.
So I really hope that the movie does well enough that we see the sequel that Ridley Scott wants to make. Apparently the script is done for the next one. He wants to start filming it by next year.
Yeah.
I hope he does. I really do. I don't think it's a bad film like people are saying. I can see the flaws that people are saying. Some I can agree with, some I don't agree with. But there's just a few things in it that I didn't like that kind of bring it down a little bit for me, and I just thought it was a bit of a shame.
What, the main question?
Not even the main question, just little details that were kind of, there's no point in those original 2 Alien films where I go, whereas in this film there are a few of those. In Prometheus there are a few of those. It's not a masterful work or anything like that, but I think it's a very good film, and it's a very dark film, and it delivers a lot more on that dark kind of horror-ish aspect than Prometheus did. But I don't know which one of the two I prefer. I'm not sure. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
You don't know which one you prefer from this and Prometheus?
No, I'm not sure.
This one for sure. No doubt whatsoever.
I need to sit on this one, see it again. I think it's one that needs to. There's one image from this film that is just burned into my brain that is not going to leave me for a while, and so I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
you gotta tell me what that is.
I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, in the next.
There are some, to me, really big flaws and some plot holes and stuff like that, which just it baffles me how Ridley Scott could even allow it, to happen. And he, even though he answered some of the fans with actually putting a xenomorph in the movie, which made me super happy, which is probably why I like this one more than Prometheus, because I am a big fan of the Alien style and stuff.
Yeah.
Since I've made it as well for school, and so I'm absolutely in love with
the creature design.
Yeah, the creature.
The original Giga alien design. Yeah.
Yes, and but then he does stuff and he changes things and he makes questions appear, and I hope that the next movie will give some answers to that.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the best thing to make a film that kind of, well, you'll understand in like 3 years, I'm not sure, and it doesn't seem like it's a sure thing that the next film will happen. I hope it does though, and I hope that it does. I hope that the next film makes me enjoy Covenant more by answering a few things, and I hope that it's because they've already got it in mind. I hope they're not thinking, oh well, we'll figure it out in the next one. I hope there's a plan.
I kind of see what's gonna happen.
I don't know. I can't predict where it's going to go from here. But anyway, I guess that's our quick thoughts, and not even quick really, over 10 minutes. But
he wanted 5 minutes.
I know. I just wanted to briefly go over it. We'll do a spoiler-filled review where we can talk about stuff and get into it. So, anything else you want to add before we close out this part?
Don't have dinner while you watch the first hour, maybe?
Or any of it. Well, I don't know, I'd say the first half an hour are pretty free of anything grim.
Okay, like the second half hour then. That's pretty, yeah. I don't know what to say, really. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it, even though it has its flaws.
Yeah.
It was, to me, it was better than Prometheus, and more intense, though I missed the suspense that the original Alien movies have.
Yes.
You don't feel like you're sat there waiting for something to happen. You just know it's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's right in your face right away.
The climax of the film, the final confrontation, if you will, I really enjoyed it. It was done well, but it just it didn't feel like as suspenseful as the other kind of final confrontations. So
no, not at all. Like the first few Alien movies, the suspense is so like I feel so uncomfortable. I know exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But I'm sat like, and I feel sore in the muscles the next day almost because I'm just it's so great. But this, it's so right in your face right away.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I hope he'll put a little bit more suspense in the next one.
Yeah. So there we go. We both really enjoyed it. Connie a bit more than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll talk about more in a future video and get into all the gory details. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you.